I said I would pop it at 9:45. Okay, everyone, my name is Kashmir Z, and we're doing a bikini stream. We're about to pop Lollipop Chainsaw, my 69th Platinum Trophy, and that's intentional. And what better way to pop a Platinum Trophy for Lollipop Chainsaw, the 69th Platinum, than looking up a girl's skirt? That's right. We're gonna look up a girl's skirt, and waiting up there may or may not be a Platinum Trophy. Let's find out. He's not very happy with us. Huh? Legendary Zombie Hunter. 69th Platinum Trophy. And what better way to get it than looking up a girl's skirt? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this wonderful game. This is a game... This is a wonderful game. I'm gonna tell you why. This game has some of the best humor and writing I've seen in a game in a very long time. Let me explain what I mean by that. This is a game that gives zero fucks about plot points, about pacing. It gives zero fucks about whether something makes sense or not. All they care about is if it's cool. This game is an interesting smash of tropes from like Japan and Japanese and American horror films. And of course, there's a sexy cheerleader thrown in for good measure. It's hard to communicate how much fun it is to just play through this game for the first time. It's an absolute joy. And it's an absolute joy to play through the second time or a third time. It's hard to be unhappy when you play this game. I love it. Now let's get the glowing let's get the glowing rose-colored glasses off for a second. This game is not perfect. This game does have problems, but I think the problems are mostly due to the medium by which it's delivered. So there are an absolutely ridiculous amount of loading screens. You'll encounter some like 10 to 15 loading screens within a level, and there's about 7 levels. By the time you get to the end of the game, you've probably seen a loading screen about 100 times. Cutscenes need loading screens. Getting out of cutscenes need loading screens. Just different areas of a map need loading screens. And it's not like you go to new areas. Like, you can see the other area, but when you approach it, you have to go through a loading screen. I think that's mostly due to the PlayStation 3, which had a notoriously slow disc read speed. But it's... The pace of Lollipop Chainsaw is so fast and so action-packed, and when it's ripped away from you for about 10 to 15 seconds at a time, you really notice it. The loading screens do kind of weigh on you after a while. But that's not really a fault against the game, that's more of a fault against the PlayStation 3. If you played it on the Xbox, it's probably not as bad, because the Xbox had noticeably better load times, but also shit storage, which is why Final Fantasy 13 is in like 3 discs on the Xbox 360. But regardless, the load times are kind of an issue. Another issue, the Chainsaw Blaster. So this is a magical chainsaw. Basically your main weapon throughout the game, and this is it. You can't upgrade it, you can't buy a new one, like this is it. Which is okay. You can buy moves, you can upgrade the strength of Juliet, but you can't buy a new weapon, and that's okay. Later on, you get the ability to use your chainsaw as a gun. And I can't do it in this one because this is the first stage and they don't let you do that. But when it's on, when you first get the gun by default, you have aim assist on. Take that shit off right away. Aim assist will probably get you killed, because almost immediately you have to do something called zombie baseball. And zombie baseball, if you've ever looked at this game, you've probably heard about zombie baseball. And if you ever played this game, you remember zombie baseball. Zombie baseball, if you played through it on normal for the first time, it's probably the first time you died. Because zombie baseball is extremely unforgiving, and it's made so much worse with aim assist. Turn it off, and you might have a chance to get through zombie baseball your first try. Other than that, everything kind of works the way it should. The zombies are never so difficult that they require super precise inputs. This isn't God of War or Devil May Cry here. This is a straight up just hack and slash romp. And straight up, there's just some moves that are the best that you use all the time. There's very few enemies that just like no-sell your moves. Basically none of them do. Once you get the Holy Chainsaw combo, you're pretty much done. Ragtag, you missed it. It popped. I'm just playing through the level mainly to get footage of the prologue. I don't have footage of the prologue because I decided to do the capture card method after I did it. Hey, thanks, man. We're just kind of talking about it. It's kind of like my spiel to like talk about the platinum once I get it. And that's a good segue into the platinum. So, thank you. The last trophy was look up her shirt too. But the platinum. Okay. So this game, if you just want to get to the end of it and you just want to beat it, probably 5 or 6 hours. So it's pretty short. It's kind of like a normal action game length, I guess. If you want to get the platinum though, you're gonna play through a few more times. PSN profile says like a 30 hour platinum. It's not 30 hours. It's at most 20. The platinum is a really good platinum because there's nothing that's really grindy about it, which is pretty rare for a PS3 game. Almost every PS3 game has something that's kind of grindy about it. Probably the grindiest aspect is using your special ability 100 times, but you can use it in about 2 seconds, and as long as you have enough money to keep buying the item, you can knock it out in like 20 minutes, no problem. So that's not really that bad. Probably the most challenging trophy, aside from the level-specific ones that require you to do things in a specific way, is complete all stages on ranking mode. And what is ranking mode? Ranking mode is no different from the normal mode, but you can't die. So you gotta do everything without dying, because there's no checkpoints and no shop. And you can't bring items in with you. So you can't just load up on potions or your special item and just like brute force your way through it. But it's really not that hard. Once you play through the game like 2 or 3 times, you've pretty much mastered it. There is a fairly difficult, well not fairly difficult one. There's one that took me a few tries, and that's the gondola minigame without shooting. So imagine you're on the side of a building, and you're moving upwards in a basically like a window washers thing, and zombies are shooting things down at you from the top of this building. You have the ability to shoot them down, like from above, but if you do that, you'll void the trophy. So you basically have to figure out a way to get through without shooting, which means you just have to be more aware of your surroundings when you go up and when you move over and stuff like that. And because I have absolutely no patience or perception whatsoever, I died like 20 or 30 times. But that's literally the toughest trophy in the game. That's it. Oh, and fucking zombie baseball in ranking mode, because zombie baseball is basically at the very end of the level, and if you get to zombie baseball and you fail it, you gotta go through the entire level again. It's like 20-25 minutes to get back to where you were. Not too bad, but I was really hoping I didn't fail it the second time when I got back there, and I made it. So overall, it's a wonderful game. You should play it. It's got great humor. It has surprisingly good writing, especially towards the end. It seems like this random disarray of madness, but there is a method to it all, and there is a lot of payoff in the story at the end. But it's not fucking Othello. It's not King Lear. It's not the Odyssey. It's just a nice little cute Japanese game about panty shots. That's basically what it's about. And I highly recommend it. 4 stars, check it out. Alright, that's it.